Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Girl. Have the audacity to.
Have the audacity to believe in what you're praying for.
The Conversations at Ruby's Roundtable is about starting where you are with what you have, taking bold risks and betting big on yourself. That, in a nutshell, is exactly what I'm doing with this podcast, singing, developing a clothing line, and mentoring after having the audacity to quit my TV news job. So I'm telling you about all the challenges and wins along the way. I'm also inviting familiar and respected risk takers, innovators, energizers, entrepreneurs from other careers you may know who are also beating the odds. Through these conversations at the table, not only will you have resources and takeaways to apply to your own journey, but all the motivation for you to take that leap of faith fearlessly. So, will you have the audacity to join us?
Thank you, ladies. I can't say it enough. Thank you for your energy, your love, your time, your light.
Anytime.
Listen.
Y'all know I love a little shoulder shrug.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. She hit them.
Get into it.
Hit them with the shoulders.
Get into it. So this is a special day because we have Lexus Wilson. Listen. Yeah. I had to call her and be like, hey, can you stop rock climbing real quick? And can you come down from the rock real quick? Can you come down from the rock real quick? Listen.
I tell you, my man,
just real quick.
big one.
My man.
Solid as a rock.
Solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. Why we crazy? Then we have Miss O. Miss O. Can I just Miss O?
You know what?
Miss O.
That kind of
I'm just sorry.
Right.
Ohavia Phillips.
I love you,
Miss O. Thank you, Miss O.
What? No, thank you.
Miss O.
And then you brought together some of my favorite ladies. I said, how quick can I be there?
Listen.
Let's say the whole calendar whole time.
I said, y'all, we wasn't in a group message, but we technically was in a group message in spirit, and y'all, we made it out the group message.
We did.
Oh, we did.
The group chat.
We did.
We made it out the group chat
For the Miami trip.
Right. You talking not for the Miami trip. It's definitely giving.
People come back from Miami, they ain't friends no more.
But we are.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak in my heavenly language.
Listen, because
right.
we taking it up a notch next time.
That's right.
Okay. I need my next introduction. Miss Sheena, quick. Listen, Miss Sheena, quick.
Come on.
Not
Quick. Listen.
That might be my favorite.
Cause don't play with her. Don't play with her.
Never behind.
Never
Always
play with
ahead.
her.
Always
Be
ahead.
quick on your feet. Quick.
Come on.
Be quick on your feet when you
to it.
come.
Get
Come
to
correct
it.
when you coming.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
And then
Quickly
some.
and correctly.
Yes.
Now that's some grown woman.
Yeah. I
Quickly
like that.
and
Quickly
correctly.
correctly. I like that.
So what I want us to do right now is be super honest, be super raw, vulnerable, because there is somebody watching this who needs you. They need to hear you. They need to feel what you got to say and the motivation, inspiration, the transparency so they can say, I got this. I can do this.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot, I'm going to start today.
Yes. Come on.
Listen,
Yeah, why
because
not?
Sheena said do it.
Sheena said.
Ohavia said, if not you,
Then
Who? And y'all know I say that for real.
listen,
some.
and Lexus is like, baby girl, the material. I'm
It's gonna
showing
get
you the
the material.
material, so take the
I'm giving you
material.
what you need to do.
Right.
Yeah. Strategy.
Listen,
It's that easy.
before we get started, Sheena, I want you to start, and then we can go around. Tell me something amazing that's either happening right now in your life that you just feeling so good about. Just tell me something that makes you feel good.
Oh, that's good.
oh man, my kids.
Okay.
Let's start with my kids. My firstborn, not so baby boy, is in his freshman year of college.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
And
Right.
it
You
has
look
taken-
good, sister.
Listen,
It's taken
she said.
every fiber of my being not to drive to his campus. I'm going today though.
come
I
on.
left him alone for 2 weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
I could do. Andrew is a senior.
okay.
So he's getting his official visits underway next week.
Okay.
We went to Navy first. We got NC State and some other ones coming up.
Yes.
And Aiden's in the 3rd grade.
Yes.
You did that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know those cuddles are about to stop because he's 8.
It's never gonna stop. I don't think it's gonna stop. It ain't gonna stop. It's gonna stop. It's gonna stop.
Now Sheena said no, it's gonna stop.
It's gonna stop. Okay.
It's gonna end.
So-
But listen, Mom, where?
Right.
I know because
Times 3.
Where?
3 of them things.
Tree, where?
Look good.
Things.
Where?
Right.
well, rub me some of my time.
Listen, right.
So when my time comes, rub some of that over
baby,
here. No, I
I
love
want to look
it.
just like this at 30.
It is.
Yeah.
You can feel it on you. You
Yeah.
can see it on you.
3 boys.
Glow.
I love
They're my
it.
everything, and they're doing amazing.
Good.
So, I mean, it's nothing like. It's one thing to see your friends and things like that doing their glow up, but it's another thing to see your kids hone in on something that they want.
Yes.
And their work ethic naturally
Yes.
take place when you see them start to accomplish those goals.
Yes.
It's like,
Listen, and they looking at their mama. They seeing their mama do it, so they like, we gotta do it because mama doing
Right.
it.
y'all are my favorite people. I love that for y'all. So I love that their wings are growing.
Yeah.
I
I'm
love
hoping
that.
the wings bring them back home every now and again.
Right. That's
But,
right.
like, I really am blessed in those boys.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Thank
Come
you.
on, just
I see the light. I see that glow on you when you speak about it. That's what I, yeah.
Babies
That's
on the world.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Ohavia.
Big mama.
What, hold on.
Beautiful.
Big mama, big mama, big mama.
And it's Virgo season. Right?
Oh, and that's another thing. It is Virgo season.
That's another
That's
thing.
another thing.
That's a team.
Another thing that's
What's making you smile? What's making your heart warm? What's making you feel good?
honestly, naturally, of course, I was going to talk about the love of my life, Dennis Reed. However,
Talk about it.
first and foremost, but I got to be honest with you, Ruby. Sitting here with you, Lex, and Sheena is really warming my heart. I mean, one, just all the things that it represents, right?
Yeah.
Black women doing the darn thing, doing it well, real sisterhood, just real
Yes.
support. And so I want to say thank you for saying yes, because this is literally making my day. It's filling my cup up for the
Yeah.
weekend, and we got an event, so
Yes.
it's just real good. And I love y'all. Y'all inspire me.
I receive it.
Y'all inspire me.
Receive it.
Received
Yes.
well.
Love you. Hold on. One more time.
Listen,
Let
we bringing it up.
Lexus, what is making
Solid as a rock.
and yeah.
Only because you asked.
Yeah, because I'm gonna ask again. I might ask again, but just let us
Only
know.
because you asked. I am recently engaged to the love of my life, Ray Singleton. My man did his big one. So
Yes.
I am still on cloud 9. This is our 2-week mark of being engaged.
Yes.
So I'm still on cloud 9. It has just been pure bliss. I'm so grateful
I
for the
see
village
it.
that we have, our friends and family. Everybody has just been open armed and loving us. So
Yes.
I'm definitely gonna say still on cloud 9 from being freshly engaged. So God is just
that so much.
doing his big one. God is opening big doors. So I'm really
Sound of
grateful.
this.
Listen, and the dough just
So
gonna
glad
keep
to be
getting
here.
bigger.
Liz, come on.
It's gonna keep getting bigger
Come
for
on.
each
Yeah.
and every one of you.
Come on.
Receive.
Listen.
Receive.
Okay, so we all have something in common, and that common place is news, journalism, broadcast media, and using our personalities, our gifts, our talents to be transparent, be ourselves, and stand in front of these cameras and say, hey, listen to what I gotta say.
Yes.
But then also, little girl who just graduated college, you can do this too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we've all grown in so many places because of the news. So I want us to be transparent, but celebrate that we have this commonality.
Yes.
But then also get into the rawness of this is what you should expect. And if
Yes.
you want to pivot,
You can.
if you want to transition,
That's good.
this is how it's going for me.
And you can do it too.
You can do it too.
And let me tell you, it can happen.
Yes.
So how did you get here to Charlotte, to the Queen City, on the news? Like how did it happen?
So I graduated from the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural
I
and
was
Technical
waiting on it.
State University.
Not the
And
whole
ain't
name.
nobody prouder than
So
an Aggie.
you know,
right? They gonna say the whole name.
Because the Aggies, we got to do it differently. I mean,
Aggies do.
listen, everybody knows what an Aggie is. Everybody knows who A&T.
I just know G-Ho.
See,
It was the I just know G-Ho that took me.
someone knows how to be in relation with an A&T.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
That's right.
Long story short, I went to school for journalism.
Okay.
I got my first news job at WRL in Raleigh.
Okay.
I was there literally for a year to the date.
Okay.
I was there for a year. And I was there part time. I was running scripts.
Yeah.
I was not on full time or
Right.
anything like that. Running scripts, working overnight shifts, you got to put in your time.
Yeah.
I don't want the girlies to think that this comes easy. It does not.
Right.
Not to mention us being women of color.
Right.
There's extra steps and extra miles that we have to go even if we don't want to.
Right.
So, with that in mind, I was there for a year. I told them, you know what? I'm going to go to Charlotte. And they were like, that's in the top 25 market. You're not going there next. And I said,
Who said that?
You would be surprised.
honey,
I know. Look, I understand.
I said, that's where I'm going next.
Right.
I said, even if it's not starting full time on TV,
Right.
I'm going to Charlotte.
You're gonna get there.
be in the top 25 market. I just need a position in the building.
Right.
Right.
I'm gonna get to the title that I want.
Right.
So did that. Moved to Charlotte in 2017. I started out as an assignment editor, confirming breaking news behind the scenes. After that, I got bored quickly.
Yeah.
I like to stay busy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got to a place where I was like, I need more.
Yeah.
So every news director we got, and there was a lot of them. we done been through
Listen.
news
Okay.
directors, honey. When it comes to
Twin.
news, you got to be on your toes and build a
Right.
relationship
'Cause
with
it can be a turnover.
everybody.
It can be a turnover.
Everybody.
Build a
Yes.
relationship with everybody. I don't
Yes.
care if it's HR. I don't care if it's Steve from FedEx.
Yes.
You build a relationship with everybody that comes
Facts.
in and out of that door at your business.
'Cause listen.
Because you don't know what door they may open.
You
don't
never know.
what talent they see in you and will
Okay.
speak
Right.
on your behalf. So, started there.
Okay.
In 2019 is when I got my break of, okay, yeah, it's time for her
Right.
to be on TV.
Yes.
I got an opportunity because of someone I befriended at WREL.
Okay.
To cover the BET Awards.
Okay.
So I went, and I'm in between E! News, Hot 97, all that. So I'm like, they don't even know I don't get to do this full time. And
They
here I am
didn't
sitting
need
with
to.
the big
God
dogs.
positioned
And
you.
I'm sitting here with the big dogs.
Duh, because
So
you're a big
that
dog.
was my door open
Right.
to go back to my station and say, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one else got this opportunity.
Right.
Right. To go do this on behalf of the station.
Right.
So after BET, they said, oh, okay, yeah, we're going to take her a little more serious.
Yeah.
I said,
I bet.
doing it.
Yeah.
I bet.
You
So
stood on
after
that.
Yeah, and then some. So after that, I went to my news director and I said, I want more. I need to transition to on air. What are we doing? He was like, okay, go shoot something and bring it to me. I said, that ain't no problem.
Challenge
Right.
accepted.
We have taught ourselves.
Right.
When it came to being at WREL, I
Yep.
made sure to have a relationship with the photographer.
Yes.
Right.
That's good.
I'm going out on stories at 2:00 in the morning.
Yes.
Right.
I want to know
That's
how to
good.
write, edit, produce everything by myself.
Right.
There can never be a no.
Yes.
We don't have a photographer. We don't
Okay.
have someone that can produce that script for you. It's already done.
Yeah.
Just let me know when it's airing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So I use those very skills that I learned.
Right.
Yes.
Came back with a story. Not only did I come with a story, I pitched a whole segment to have on my own.
Lexus.
I
Because if you're
came
going
up
to do
with
it,
the
how you
Charlotte
going to do it?
checklist.
How you going to do it?
Yes.
You got to do it.
I came up with the Charlotte checklist. And the Charlotte checklist didn't start until during the pandemic.
Okay.
Which is also a testimony in itself.
Right.
Everything was shutting down. People didn't know if they were going to have a job.
Yes.
I said, I can do a segment where we advertise fun things that people can do, still safe.
Yes.
And feel like you still have that sense of living during
Yes.
the pandemic.
You better.
So I did my homework. I made sure nobody had the hashtag already, made sure nobody had
Yes.
the name registered.
Yeah.
Charlotte checklist.
Woo.
Came back and he said, I love that. No one else is doing that. I said, I know. So let's do it.
When we start.
We started
que
the next
pasó?
week. I started
Okay.
filming my segment on my own. I was not given a photographer when I started. So can you imagine having to rock climb and things like that with no photographer?
Right.
Everything on your
Right.
Wow.
I used my skills from
Yeah.
the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
To get to where I needed to go. So long story short, after that started doing so well, I love what you're doing. We want to give you a second segment.
Yeah.
I got a second segment on Facebook called Charlotte Alive and Local.
Yes.
So I was going to smaller businesses that needed more attention on their business.
Right.
And we would do Facebook Lives.
Yeah.
We would give them like an hour or so.
Yeah.
And just
Nice.
talk about the promotions and things that they had going on.
Yeah.
So that was great.
Yeah.
It got to a point where I said, the pay needs to match.
Oh.
That's
The
always
work
the
that
next
I'm doing.
Look, the
that
was the silence
conversation,
loud?
yeah.
And listen, it was not received well. It was very, well, we have to see what's in budget.
Right.
Or
They
we're getting
love
ready to
that.
renovate the studio.
Sounds about right.
Sounds.
I
Yep.
said,
I was just about to say.
that's fine. I said, that's fine and dandy.
Yeah.
I won't record another one until the check is changed. Because I know what we're charging these people for me to come, and they're requesting me.
Okay. Okay.
This isn't just
Right.
we're just vetting people. No, they are specifically requesting me to come do it.
Right.
Right.
So what we doing?
Right.
Right.
Oh, okay, we'll do this. We'll do, okay.
Right.
That was
Right.
cool for a little bit.
Right.
Then it came to another time, because mind you, I was at my station for almost 7 years. And they were still paying me as an assignment editor. Yeah.
Hold up, wait.
Yeah.
But you
yeah.
said that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just lock it in as overtime. So guess what that means? Ladies, men, whoever, if you are in the news industry, just like they are going to use you, you use them back and get every resource. You get every document, every video, every bit of content that you need to build that resume. You do it.
Right.
Okay? You do it, because guess what? I left news and never looked back.
Ooh,
I have
love
been
the
living my
sound of
best
that.
life. Okay?
I'm so here for it.
Genuinely got to a point where I said, what are we doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna start a lifestyle show.
Right.
I said when?
When?
Right.
When?
We're looking at next year. I waited till next year.
Where is
Oh,
it?
I meant the year. I
Stop playing
said
with me.
I won't be here by
Stop playing
then.
with me.
Yeah.
I'm
They
not
thought
gonna
I
be
was
here.
joking.
Yeah.
I said,
here.
no, I'm leaving. You're gonna have to find 3 people to
Yeah.
replace all the positions that I was
Yeah.
doing.
I love how you stood your ground. I love how even when you started, you were
Yes.
making relationships, you were making plays because you knew
Yeah,
I'm going to be in this top
Absolutely.
25 market and I'm
Absolutely.
going to hit the ground
Absolutely.
running. And then you were able to put in that work on your own.
Yes.
On your own, no photographer,
Yeah.
no nobody.
Yeah.
You putting in that all that
Yeah.
one man band. You was about 3, 4, 5 one man
Listen.
bands.
Okay, it's giving for me.
Listen,
You brought the material to the
Give it a
table,
production team in one.
right?
Okay, Sheena, say what it is.
because you know
Say
we
what it
gotta have
is, my
Black Girl
love.
magic. Because I was never gonna allow there
Yeah.
to be a time where they were gonna give me the excuse of where your story won't run because you didn't get this done.
Right.
I said you will never have to worry about that. My stuff's always gonna be done
Because
on
that
time
conversation
and
could
well.
come up. Definitely could
And
come
well,
up.
so I said no. I'm not gonna deal with putting in all this work all week.
Yes.
For it now to be my airtime. Oh, we gotta kill it. Breaking news. We
Yes.
Right.
Don't play with me.
I said okay.
Yeah.
So once I started noticing my stories would get killed, I would
Yeah.
pre-record them the night before.
Yeah.
So I could say, oh, that's fine. It's already in the
done.
queue for
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Look at
Whatever
all these,
shows
look
you needed
at,
to
look
run
at all
in.
these skills that you learned just from
Listen,
hearing no,
yeah.
not now.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It fueled me to be better.
Yeah.
It fueled me to not get a no.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
said, that's fine. Once since you told me I reached my ceiling, I said, I appreciate you. I told him,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna look elsewhere
Yeah.
for employment.
Yeah.
Didn't believe me. And I said, that's fine. He believed me when he got that 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I bet that they always do.
Oh my God, what can we do?
Do.
I said, I told you already.
Right. You gave them the playbook.
I told you already.
I've been telling you, no?
I told you already. Because here's the thing. It started to pique my station's interest once my social media blew up.
Okay.
Because I went viral during the pandemic.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
of my segment.
Yes.
And
yes.
it turned into the anchors more so.
Okay.
Are you allowed to be doing that?
Ooh,
Oh, baby, I've
your
already
segment?
No, recording and posting on Instagram.
You're
In the studio.
In the
I said-
studio.
I said, well,
You can't do that?
Girl,
After
girl.
airtime.
Oh,
Once
when
the
you-
airtime is wrapped up.
Yeah.
When you go to
That's what I
HR, you
said.
know what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
So I said,
They
well,
make
if you
it
have
clear.
a concern,
They
you can
make
go
it
talk
clear.
to HR like I did.
Okay. Okay.
Because mind you, I'm still listed as an assignment editor.
Right.
So I don't got nothing listed on my contract that I can't record.
Girl, you
and do
better
X,
not.
Y, and Z.
Girl,
When
I
God
said,
creates
so-
an opportunity.
So listen to me. What I thought was going to stop me from not being under contract saved me.
Right.
You didn't hire me as on-air talent. You don't have me listed as anything else but an assignment editor.
Yeah.
So I can do everything that I'm still doing and have no
Right.
problem. So educate yourselves.
Number one.
Educate yourselves on what you can and can't do.
Yes.
Okay? Because after that, oh, can you help us build the Instagram? No, I can't. Maybe if you posted some of my stories, it would build
Sheena, you
that.
see how I'm like, I know they asked that.
I said
know they
no.
asked that.
Absolutely not. So
Yeah.
once I got to that point, I said, here's my 2 weeks.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Right.
Still have an amazing relationship.
Yeah.
Now let's be clear. I
Right.
can go back to the station anytime I want to, and
Right.
it's all love.
Yeah.
But we have to
thank
move
God.
with a business mindset with our interests.
God.
in
And you did
mind.
that. You did
and
that.
that's exactly what I
Thank
said.
God.
Lord,
Lord.
when you're ready for me to do it, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I couldn't move on my own time. I had to move on his time.
Right.
And here we are, living the dream.
I love that.
Now I'm a reporter for American Airlines, and I have my own online boutique, the Contour
Hey.
Closet. You are seeing one of the newest drops right now, and my sister is also dressed in Contour Closet.
Listen.
Okay.
Look at Ohavia. Why she
Okay.
crazy? Why she
Giving
crazy?
looks.
Nate Neville Solutions, a global brand, designs individual career plans to help students learn how to network and collaborate with peers and professionals in communities to develop their purpose. The goal is to identify their career pathways before high school or in college to help the transition into adulthood. Nativille Solutions is seeking partnerships with colleges, universities, and K-12 school districts to provide equitable experiences for those within.
I have to get to know the student, build relationships. I've done that with lots of experience in my, youth development. So that's how I get to know them, and then I'm able to design really a plan for them to, find out what they want to do, how they want to do it, what school they want to go to, and so forth.
Yes, you can afford the house. You just need the right person to make it easy for you to realize it is already yours. Someone who knows the market, has the right relationships to support you, and keeps their finger on the pulse of the community. So what are you waiting for? Just start the conversation, because you are the key to making it happen. And that house is ready for you to call it home.
Ohavia, you also spent time on the news here in Charlotte.
Yes.
How did you get there? Because right now we see, hey, I'm hosting, I'm speaking, I'm on the panel, I'm doing all these things and doing a big O.
Come on.
But there was a place where you started that you have been so transparent about on social media, about your journey, about starting again and again. So take us back to your time on the news. What did that look like for you before you pivoted to what people see now?
Absolutely, my sis. I think if I can call it or phrase it in any way, it would definitely be you're calling your business. And what I mean by that is a lot of times where we are is just the break before the real episode happens, right? And so my time in news was just that. So I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. As my sis Ruby said, I'm very honest about my experience in news. I was written up for little things. My energy, hugging people, the way, my appearance, different things. And sometimes when I would have meetings with our news director and all those involved, they would look at each other like, what? So you wrote me up but don't even remember why.
Come on.
Now, back to what Lexus said about really creating community wherever you are, in any phase you are in the dream, because I was so incredible with HR. You know what I'm saying? For me, I liked them for who they were. It wasn't what they did. And I didn't even know I would need them because, this is the dream job. Why would I get tried? At the dream job? Well, I did. I was tried. I was written up several times. And so you're calling your business for me is after a while, I started realizing, wait a minute, my ops are actually an opportunity. You're actually telling me, you're literally telling me through these write-ups that I have something here that I gotta think about, I gotta pray on, I gotta figure out. So several write-ups later, theOHshow was born. Now, the funny thing about theOHshow is it was actually a mental break for me after working our shifts, because we would cover things that just would make you sad and depressed, all the things. So I would go home, prop up my phone. Then it was a cracked iPhone 4.
Come on.
But I was so just trying to figure it out. I was just trying to figure it out. Y'all, let me tell you, weekly shows, just with different skits, funny things that was happening in the newsroom. What happened was one day, y'all, we was doing a production meeting and a colleague goes, I love that episode of theOHshow. I said, I beg you.
Listen, come on.
Say it one more time for the people in the back.
I said, hold on, because I already was on ice.
Right.
So my news director at the time, theOHshow. Well, what's that? And I said, oh, but go ahead, sis.
You were doing this while you were on the news, so this is something that you started
on YouTube.
Okay.
Yes, literally. And it's so funny is for me it was just a mental health break, but it turned into a thing because my coworkers would be watching on the low and sending it to my news director. Anyway. All these write-ups later, it's a sign, my call in my business. I knew there was something more. I knew there were stories I wanted to tell. I knew that there was an empire that I definitely wanted to build in amplifying people, positive stories. So I quit over lunch break, a Chipotle bowl.
No 2 weeks? No 2 weeks?
No 2 weeks.
I'm just, but what was on the Chipotle bowl?
Oh, yes, it was double chicken, brown rice.
Did they give you a healthy portion or
Maybe I knew I was skipping, so I knew that I was not skipping, quitting. So I said, go ahead and
load it
up on there.
She said, you're just so happy. I'm free.
Come on. That part.
I'm free. Okay. So literally, my love, no 2 weeks. I had to get up out of there. I had to get up out of Dodge. It was crazy. Knew. Yes. Even things Lex talked about. My first ever live shot was sabotaged by a colleague. He felt the vibes. People were so excited. Like, yo, finally, Ohavia. And he literally sabotaged it. He made me 1 minute late. But again,
and time is everything in news.
So 1 minute. I was about to say, and y'all know that 1 minute. I was literally about to say
your whole story.
Yes, that's why I was looking at y'all like, we know 1 minute, right?
Right.
Long story short, but again, ops is opportunity. And, you know, I think the biggest thing is if it's your calling, that's your business.
Right.
You don't have to convince nobody, look for validation. But what I will say is you're calling your business. If you are in a tumultuous season or things are moving around at your 9 to thrive, you're not connecting with it as much.
Yeah.
See what are some of the things you enjoy, because that's actually your compass to what you're supposed to be doing next.
Right.
Now, I'm so grateful to be a media personality,
Yes.
a liquid
Yes.
media maven. I travel from New York, the Carolinas, all across doing what I
Yes.
love. Been blessed to work with BET, been blessed to partner with the NFL, the NBA. God is just killing.
Yes.
He cooking. And I'm happy to be in the pot.
Come on.
So,
And it started
It's
with
good.
the iPhone 4.
started with the cracked
4, baby.
screen.
The yes.
iPhone 4.
The content gotta be done.
You understand? And I never made an excuse.
Right.
So if I could do more with less, now I got more.
Come on.
The cup is overflowing. Look,
Not missing nothing, not liking nothing.
Yes.
You know. He ain't liking
Nothing.
Sheena, tell me about how you are in sports. You are literally reporting
Come
on
on.
some of the top athletes, not even here in Charlotte. Like sis is going to the Super Bowl.
Come on.
So sis is at the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Get into
So
it.
talk to us about how did you get to Charlotte news? How did you get into sports and kind of what that experience has been?
So sports in its entirety, journalism in its entirety is a second career for me.
Okay. Yes.
I don't have any media training. Didn't go to school for journalism. My degrees are in accounting and international marketing. Okay. And I worked in that field all the way up until my divorce.
Okay.
And so moving to Charlotte was like a rebirth.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was a life that I just, it was a big scary world, but I was ready to see what was happening. I had been with my ex-husband at that time for 16 years. And at that point, half of my life when we had the 3 boys. And so with the divorce, it forced me to imagine life without him. And I never thought I'd have to do that.
Yeah.
And we lived in Durham, which is
Okay.
where his family was.
Okay.
You know, and so I just needed a clean break. I could,
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm a creature of habit. I'm a Virgo, guys. I believe in all the astrological,
Okay.
you know,
Okay, the
descriptions
stars,
like
the moon,
that.
the rise.
I believe in all of that. So I'm very much a creature of habit.
Okay.
Like I have to be forced to move. I was very comfortable.
Yeah.
The house that we had there, it was my dream house. I loved it. The kids loved it.
Yeah.
I was rooted in my career. I was
Yeah.
the First Citizens Bank. And just all the court dates and all that stuff, because it was a messy divorce now.
Yeah.
Messy divorce. I ended up getting fired.
Wow.
First time in my life, I got fired.
Was it kind of like a blindside thing? Was
It
there? Do you?
like,
Okay.
I mean, I
Wow.
kind of saw it brewing a little bit. You
Okay.
know how the little jealousy goes in corporate
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
And they couldn't fire me when I had a baby, so they had to wait till I came back.
Right, right.
So I was like, man, and for like maybe like 4 to 5 months, I was like, I can't find a job. What do I even do? I'm
Yeah.
applying places. So leap of faith, I was like, I'm gonna just try it. I'm gonna just apply for Charlotte. Because I had been doing
Wow.
like some blog writing on
Okay.
but nothing too serious yet. I was like, I'm gonna apply for some jobs in Charlotte. So I applied for like 3 jobs. I got a call back from Fuse Financial Partners.
Okay.
So I was still in finance, and I had 3 houses that I would look at once I
Yeah.
was up here, because that drive from Durham is long.
Girl,
And
very
I was
much.
like, I got to make this an all
Yeah.
right.
You gotta
Yeah.
do what you gotta do. While you're here.
So I've always been somebody that's faith based. I'm not a Bible thumper, but I'm faith based.
Yes.
And as I left the job interview, felt good about it. Went to the first house in Ballantyne, and as I was driving there, I passed Elevation Church.
Okay.
And I had just found Stephen Furtick on Instagram, and I was like, it looks familiar. I was like, I ain't thinking the church. It can't be it. By the time I got to the gas station to gas up to go back home, I had the job, I had the house.
Wow.
So I said, okay.
Listen.
Wow.
And it was in the month of May. My kids had another month of school. The partners at Fuse were like, look, we know the situation.
Right.
You know, we know what's going on. You can work from home until your kids are out of school.
Right.
Wow.
Wow.
So all
Wow.
of it. So I was like, okay.
It just rolled out for
Right.
you.
Right.
It's a sign. And
Yeah.
so with me, I'm a perfectionist. And so once I started doing more, of the Panthers practices and things like that, I'm like, okay, I need to see why they make their decisions. So now I need to go to the combine.
Okay.
I need to see what's making them draft these guys.
Yes.
Okay.
So I worked
That's good.
backwards, and next thing you know, I'm right now. Next week will be my 9th season.
Wow.
It's something I didn't really.
Wait. So you were blogging, just blogging first.
for Black Sports Online, which everybody knows that's kind of. So,
But still, it just
Yeah.
it took you just stepping out to say, "Hey, let me start this way,"
Yes.
and then you kind of reverse engineered it.
I never planned on this being a career.
Wow.
I never planned on it. And then I was like, oh, people kind of like my opinions. They
Yeah.
like what I have to
Yeah.
say. And it's never felt like work for me because I've been an athlete my entire life.
Yes.
Baby, we ran track.
Come on the thing.
Baby, if you want to go get on that line, let me know because you know I went to
Line up.
CCU,
Line
no
up.
track and field
I'm
all
not
4
gonna
years.
hurdle. I can't hurdle anymore. But we can line it up.
We can line it up.
40.
I want to see.
Listen, I knew them legs from somewhere.
I knew.
Me and Ohavia gonna do commentary.
Yes. Oh yes.
My track
Yo,
days are
that would be
Okay,
hilarious.
so we got Ruby, we got Sheena.
Listen,
Let's line it up.
Let's line them
that
up.
would be hilarious.
That would be dope.
No, but I love that.
And so I was with, BSO, and I was like, man, this is cool, but I want to do more.
Yeah.
And BSO started to kind of turn into like the Black TMZ, which no shade to TMZ, but I was like, okay, I want to do more journalism. Like, I don't want to compete with the Kardashians and Black China on the homepage. I
Yeah.
want them to see what I got to say.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care how short or long Cam Newton's shorts are. I want to know
Yeah.
what's going on this field.
Yeah.
And so we broke apart. That was a messy break. And the editor, I'm not going to say his name, but the editor at that time, he had a lot of sexual harassment things that he was doing. But yeah, he used some bully tactics. So it took years for anybody to speak up. I was ready to just do a clean break.
Right.
But like the harassment behind the scenes, and we don't talk about how people try to sabotage you behind the scenes.
Come on.
Listen,
Okay, that's a whole episode.
Come
But
on.
like you said, you develop a relationship with everybody. So when I'm going to these combines, I'm going to these different events. I'm not just going to post some pictures on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm meeting
Working.
people.
Right.
So you can't sabotage me because they know me.
Right.
Right.
They don't
They know
the
your
fonts.
energy. They know
Come
how you
on.
build
They don't know the
relationships.
name.
Right.
They know
Right.
me. I'm
Right.
getting the text messages. He
Right.
said XYZ, but I already know.
Right.
So
Right.
that pivoted to Fox Sports 1340. It's a syndicate of Fox
Okay.
Sports. Started writing. Never thought about being in front of the camera. Ever. Like,
Wow.
I am incredibly shy. This feels very home and comfy, so I'm comfortable doing this.
Yes.
But
Right.
I
That says a lot.
So
Yeah, it does.
shy.
But it's
It does.
all.
It does.
It's all. It's all.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
Insanely shy. And I don't know if he's a sports producer, sports editor, somebody in the sports department at the news station was like, hey, can you come and recap this game for the morning show? And at the time it was 2021. Everybody was kind of trying to get back to their new normal. So it was via Zoom. Super nervous, y'all. My stomach was in knots. And so like the next week I said, well, I didn't hear anything bad. Maybe they didn't like it. And so I decided to reach out myself the next week. And I was like, well, do you have any tips? I had never done this before. You know?
Yeah.
They were like, actually, can you do the rest of the season?
Come on.
So then that turned into off season. Then that turns into season 2.
Let's go.
And so then I did 3 seasons, ending with last season at the news station.
Right.
What I will say, like Lexi says, no matter how comfortable you get, don't discount yourself.
Right.
And if I could give one piece of advice is if you're good at something, do not do it for free.
Come
Right.
on.
Right.
Say that
Because
again.
during these 3 seasons,
Especially when you're showing like Lexus the steps that you are taking out in the
It's a
field by
lot.
yourself and bringing the material. Stand
That's
on
good.
what you deserve.
it's
Yeah,
a lot. There's
that's
so
good.
much that goes beyond a job title, and I was never under contract or paid
Come on.
for this
Come
particular
on.
station. But that also kind of, like you said, the contract situation, people don't know. So now that I am like, okay, I have to get an agency. A lot of folks thought I was under contract. I'm not.
Come on.
I'm not under
You heard what
contract.
she said.
I'm
You heard it
available
here
for
first.
hire.
Come
Yes,
on.
you heard it here first, folks.
Available for
heard it
hire.
here.
But I will say that because again, like I'm a perfectionist, so before I go and do these news spots, I didn't have the teleprompter. I have to speak off the cuff,
Right.
And I would go the Monday mornings after the game. Whether I
Okay.
had to change my flight or do anything, I made sure I was there. But I also had to send over game notes from the night before. They had
Right.
a sports crew there,
Right. Yeah.
But sports and morning show are two totally different.
totally different.
And if
Yeah.
you don't know news, you don't know
Yeah.
that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I love the morning show, love the morning crew. But when sports had an opening, naturally I thought I would be given some consideration. I was
Right.
not. I was not. There was a position open, and this is actually the first time I'm ever speaking on this outside of like private.
Yeah.
There were 3 people hired for that one position. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I just need to work a little bit harder. I'm new to this.
Right.
Maybe it's something. So this last hiring cycle, another spot open. I had my agency reach out this time.
Okay.
Okay.
No
Agencies
feedback,
making
no callback, no nothing. Not like, hey, we would like to see you do XYZ.
Right. Okay.
And I'm not saying that I should have been a shoe-in because I'm in the studio, but
Right.
you've seen
I've
me.
already
What
done
you're
the
doing.
work here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a
I need to
question. The
know.
agency, did you eventually sign
I
to
did.
someone to help you get placements?
Yeah, because I
okay,
thought,
okay,
because
okay.
I thought to myself, I was like, well, maybe it's because I don't have an agent because I'm just winging this.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
learning this
Right.
as I go.
Right.
And so that's why I was keen on doing this
Right.
without a contract.
Right.
I'm like, okay, this is experience.
Right.
But at some point, it's like, okay, I'm adding value.
Yes.
I'm getting this opportunity, but I'm also adding
Because
value.
you asked me back for a reason.
Exactly.
We're going viral. People are asking what news station this is on,
Come
with the
on.
black weatherman and the
Come
black
on.
Yes, they are.
You know,
and
I
they
was
were.
reached out to because of a picture with
remember.
Right.
Come on.
I remember
the mask picture, and I was like, that was the mask picture that went viral in the stadium. That was why they asked me in the first place. So I will say it opened doors to other things. Am I disappointed that it went the way it did? Yes. And I think that that's natural, especially when you're working really hard to do something. And again, it didn't end at the season. I did Pro Bowl, I did some NCAA stuff. Anytime the Panthers had breaking news, and a lot of times I broke that news.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
People look to you because you created that platform.
Exactly. I will say, I mean, even with the Pat McAfee show, which I did get a lot of exposure from that. And I love Pat McAfee. And the guys.
Yeah.
People don't know that the first time that I was invited on there, my mom had been in ICU after coming out of a medically induced coma.
Oh, wow.
And so I was driving all the way to Spartanburg, then driving back up to Winston-Salem to be with her.
Yeah.
Because of a faulty operation.
Wow.
She couldn't speak. She was in a medically induced coma. So the first time I was on the Pat McAfee show, it was on the Debo Samuels news breaking.
Yeah.
Y'all, I did that appearance from the waiting room at the cardiovascular ICU unit
Wow.
in Forsyth County.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Wow.
That's something you can't teach.
Yeah, come on.
Girl, it was such a welcome break though, because I had never been so scared in my life.
Yeah.
And as a black woman, you know how it is with us when it
Yeah.
comes to
Yeah.
medical things.
Yeah.
My
Right.
mom went in for a routine thyroid removal.
Wow.
The doctor paralyzed one of her vocal cords.
Lord
We
have
could not
mercy.
find her for half a day. They would not tell us where she was. I drove from Charlotte. They were like, we don't know. Where's my mama?
Right.
Yeah.
So in finding her, you know, they couldn't stop the bleeding. So they had to put her in a medically induced
Right.
coma,
Wow.
transport her. And I'm thinking I'm going up there, you know, quick outpatient.
Right.
Home. I didn't leave Winston for 2 weeks except for to go down to camp and back.
Wow.
So when you're putting in those types of sacrifices,
Right.
2 and 3 hour trips each
You deserve
way,
People don't
everything you
see that.
asked for.
everything. And
Wow.
I take a lot of selfies.
Come on.
I do, and I'm going to keep taking them.
And should.
And should.
But
Material.
nothing's
Come
ever
on.
been nothing's been handed to me because I'm a woman.
Come
or
on.
because
Right.
people may find me attractive. Or
Right.
something.
You putting in that work.
If anything, you guys could probably attest to it.
Yeah.
It makes your mountain a little bit higher because
Yeah.
you're having to prove
Absolutely.
it to each and
Right.
everybody
Right.
that feels
Have
like you
mercy.
don't belong
Right.
in a situation. But baby, I know my stuff
Because they don't know the
Listen.
depth yet.
and I have to know my stuff because I'm gonna
Yes.
get the trolls.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And I clap back sometimes when I have time. I'm not
Baby,
even gonna hold
listen.
you.
Clap, back, clap.
And that's okay.
Sometimes we got
That's
time
okay.
for a block
Listen,
party.
speak up.
We
Why
always
would you not
have
have
time.
time?
Listen, we love block parties.
But see, that's
okay.
how people, I'm really laid back, y'all. Because if I sit up, I'm Tia Kemp.
Listen.
If I sit up, I'm Tia Kemp.
Listen, sit up, baby.
It's like
John
sometimes the no
Quick-
response is to
John
save you,
Quick-
not me.
John Quick taught
Love me
the
some
power
Tia
of
Kemp.
profanity, and I am
Right.
proficient in it.
Yes.
Right.
The proficient profanity
I love
profane.
it.
I love how
Listen.
confident.
Yeah.
I love how
I love that
confident
shit.
you are in just. I started here in a totally different field because everybody's story is
different
totally
industry.
different. You started in a total different field.
Yes.
And you had a situation that brought you here, but you said, hey, I'm going to start this blog and I'm going to go for it. And then now you're at the point where season 9, and even though that has come with different child and relations, I think it's so beautiful to see you still going and you still proving not to people, but to other people who are around you that
sometimes
I'm
it's to
here
myself.
to stay.
Ooh,
And
that's good.
sometimes it's to myself, Ruby, because I'm like, I really made excuses for why those people didn't call me back.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, well, maybe I need to work harder. Maybe it's something I'm not doing. Maybe it's my presence. I'm like, but no,
No.
y'all got me doing another season.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
God knows.
God knows.
Listen,
Absolutely.
And if I mess around and have any type of freeze frame screenshot on the Pat McAfee show, my kids are definitely sending it to me.
That is so
How
funny.
would you catch that angle? Like,
Right.
your kids are your biggest ops.
Come on.
Could you send me that angle?
Right.
But
Mom,
I mean,
look.
Right.
Mom, look.
Where do you want to take things? I'm curious. Like, what is your...
I want to go national.
Okay.
Because I feel like
Speak
a lot
it.
of people think I'm just a Panthers reporter.
Okay.
But majority of the news I break is from different teams.
Right. Right.
And
Accurate.
of course, people are like, well, how do you know? How do you know? Like, I always get this. Some random reporter in Charlotte said XYZ. And I'm like, yeah, but I got, like, you know how you can bookmark?
Yeah.
I got a whole list of bookmark tweets called ops receipts.
Because come on.
And I bring them out.
Receipts.
Come on. Right. Because you got to pull them out sometimes.
And you do. You got to remind. You got to remind.
That's why I said Sheena, quick.
Listen,
She going to be quick with it.
somebody else.
Try it, but
I love that.
You guys can attest just different relationships along the way, especially like for you, Ruby, you played sports. A lot of those kids, or a lot of those, well, when we were kids that you're running track with or playing basketball with when you're like 12, 13, those are the executives.
Right.
Talk.
Those are the scouts.
Or
Those
they
are
know
the
how to get in
coaches.
touch with the players or whoever that you need to talk to at this point.
Yeah. So even though I've put in my work, whether you could see the receipts or not.
Right.
Yeah,
So what you
that's
see
good.
is surface level.
Yeah.
You don't see everything that I have to do in a day.
Yeah.
And they never will.
You don't see
They
that-
never will.
You don't see
I
that
was
there's
about to say-
Friday night football for the big boys.
Right.
Come on.
Coupled by Pop Warner Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Then I got to get on the plane and go. Then I got to be back right after the game. I got to get the kids off to school on Monday.
Right.
Then I got to go over to the news station.
Yeah.
Right after that, I got to go to the stadium because it's time for post game Monday pressers.
Right.
I got to go work out because I got to stay tight.
Listen,
gotta
come
stay-
on.
I got to stay tight.
Baby, because when we step on that field
been
at
a-
court,
Listen.
you know
On and
who you know
popping.
she coming.
I'm going to give you a
On
few
and
things to
popping.
talk about.
Listen.
Okay.
Options.
Listen.
Come on, sister.
So let's talk
What
about
they say to Beyonce? Where are the visuals?
Where are the visuals?
You have to bring the visual.
Come on.
You do.
Because
And
not
those
only
kids
do
are
I know what
still-
I'm talking about, I'm going to give you something to look at, too.
Okay. And those kids are still going to get a home cooked meal every night.
Come on.
Except
said
for Friday
home
and Saturday
cooked.
night. I don't cook on those nights.
It doesn't matter. She cooking, y'all. She
Listen,
cooking.
listen, because
You gonna get
I
a
still
home
need the
cooked meal.
oxtail.
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 Because she be on Twitter posting her. She be on Twitter posting her.
Oxtail fall off the bone.
Listen, I be like, Sheena over there. Okay, Sheena.
Yeah, we're
you
going to
need
class.
Sheena. Okay, Sheena.
I need the class.
Yes.
Oh, I got you.
Nate Neville Solutions is a global brand that partners with youth center organizations that is focused on providing safe and nurturing spaces in communities. As a result, young adults are placed in the best environment to engage, learn, understand, and develop their true passions and gifts. As Ariane is an NNS fellowship member who speaks to experience in the organization.
If he did not take a chance with me or did not take a leap with my dreams, I would not be here today.
Nate Neville Solutions is looking to partner with proactive organizations in communities in need with equitable initiatives to build engagement and nurturing spaces that result in young adults' growth and expansion. Yes, you can afford the house. You just need the right person to make it easy for you to realize it is already yours. Someone who knows the market, has the right relationships to support you, and keeps their finger on the pulse of the community. So what are you waiting for? Just start the conversation, because you are the key to making it happen. And that house is ready for you to call it home.
I love that we have all come into contact so many different ways. I literally I can't pinpoint like exact time like we all first met, but I came here to Charlotte after being in Myrtle Beach for 4 years. I graduated with a communications degree from Coastal Carolina, and Coastal Carolina didn't even have a broadcast journalism major.
Okay.
I did communications with a focus in broadcast journalism. So I had a few classes, but I had a professor who was like, I've been in the news for 20 years. I see something in you. We're going to take it where we need to take it.
Wow.
So
Yes.
I attest to the relationship.
Yes.
I was initially doing exercise sports science. I thought I wanted to do sports physical therapy because I was running track and I just wanted to stick with sports.
Yeah.
Ended up taking a public speaking class. That professor introduced me to my now mentor who was in the business for 20 years.
Wow.
On the weekends, she's like, Ruby, your homework during the week is watch the news, figure out what's going on in the area. We're going to go to that house that burned down.
Come on.
We're going to go to that construction site.
on.
We're going to build a reel.
Yes.
Listen, got an internship. Ended up throughout the internship, I initially wanted to do sports. I ended up creating a relationship with Kelsey Riggs. Kelsey Riggs is on ESPN Sports Center. Created a relationship with her just by being her intern. Ended up getting a job. I thought I was going to walk into this job, still in Myrtle Beach at the time, as a sports reporter. But when I walked in, she was like, we are downsizing the sports department from 2 to 1. She said, but we have a news position. Okay, when we start.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Today. I'm ready today.
You know?
Time to pivot.
So
Let's do it.
another pivot,
Right.
but I was like, this is 3 months after college. Like I am ready.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
ended
what's
up
up?
doing that for less than 2 years. And I have not announced this to a lot of people, but
Come on.
Come on.
What?
Breaking news.
I ended up getting fired from my first TV news job. Making mistakes, y'all. I was making mistakes.
Like,
But you know what?
I was making
I understand.
mistakes.
It's a thing.
I was making
Yeah.
mistakes.
Being fired comes with so much surprise.
That's what I'm saying.
It does.
And now-
Right.
And for a long time, I was
Well, why you ain't say nothing?
right.
I mean, you ain't giving no clues or nothing.
Nothing.
But it was definitely premature, or just not being in the right mind space, just having life,
growing pains.
just growing pains.
I love that.
Yeah.
It was basically, you know how you have to go to the PIO, you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to get information
Yeah.
from the PIO, and
Yeah.
then you relay that to the news.
Right.
Well, just being too fast, too quick,
Okay.
too
Excited, eager.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm shooting out the wrong information. Y'all, I did it not once. I did it twice. And so they brought me in and they was like, okay, amongst some other things that were
Yeah.
just happening personally
Yeah.
in my life. But it just got to a point where it's like Ruby, like we could get sued for this because it was a medical PIO. It was hospital. So this is hospital information.
It was-
And I'm fine with saying this now because hopefully somebody hears this by in the news. You
Yeah.
often hear be first, but no, you need to be right.
You need to be correct.
You got to be right.
And then
correct.
after you're right with your information, then you get efficient.
Yes.
So then you can be the first
Quick.
person.
Yes.
So that's kind of the testimony that I have to say in that.
Yes.
So I go back to serving tables because baby, we done had a job
Baby,
since
we
we was
hustle.
15.
We hustle.
Yeah.
We get to
So
it.
after I got fired, I started serving tables, and for like a month, I'm like, Lord, what I'm gonna do? And so
Yeah.
one of the girls at the restaurant, she was going into real estate, and she was like, Ruby, come to real estate. They'll love you. Like you'll be able to do it. So I almost switched my career.
Wow.
But in that time, my mentor, the professor at the school, she was like, just please keep going, keep going. Y'all, that woman had my back. When you find good people,
Yeah.
it's
Listen,
like
hold them close.
hold
Yes,
them
hold
so
them
close.
close.
Like
Yes.
so, she was like, keep going. So I knew that. I didn't know where I wanted to go, but my dad is from Rock Hill. He lives in Rock Hill, and then my family is from Greenville, South Carolina. So I just applied to every station in Greenville, every station in Charlotte.
Yes.
It didn't even matter. I was just like,
Yeah.
at least I can have somewhere to stay.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
if I get a job. So Charlotte ended up calling me. I'm literally in the back of the house at the restaurant. I got like 5 tables, but I see a 704 number. So I just
Baby,
take
bump
it.
them
I
tables.
tell the host, you like, I be back.
Yeah.
So I go
You
on.
said what, Ruby?
I be back.
I be back.
I be ready.
Uno momento.
They be okay. They be okay. They got
Yeah.
they got their
Yeah,
tea,
they got
their water.
water.
Right.
They got bread. So the first thing he says was, Ruby, so do you want to do sports or do you want to do news? I'm like, I'm confused. I said, I thought I signed up for the multimedia. What is it? The multimedia.
It's always multi MMJ.
MMJ.
Yeah.
You know, where you do it yourself, all the
Yeah.
things.
MMJ.
So I was like, I thought I signed up for MMJ. He was like, well, one of my on-air talent, they was like, I saw Myrtle Beach on your resume, and they said they knew you, and they said they thought you want to do sports. Y'all guess who it was?
Who?
Kelsey Riggs.
Relationship.
Me and Kelsey had lost touch during the after I stopped doing the internship.
Yeah.
I mean, we still followed each
Yeah,
other,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I really
I
didn't
love
know
that.
where
Yeah.
she was. Y'all,
I love that.
relationships because I went through the same thing.
I love
This
that.
was the top Myrtle Beach 100. It's in the market 100.
I'm hollering.
Literally.
Charlotte
Because
market
that's what they tell you.
20.
You have to start. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I remember.
They
You
have
have
to tell you have to go
work
to
your way
10.
up.
Yes.
Right. And so because you can mess up, you can make
Yep.
mistakes.
Yes.
So when you go to 20, I'm surrounded by seasoned journalists.
20
seasoned
years. Yes.
who are
Easily.
Yeah.
carrying it. And so I really didn't have the experience. So I basically told him, you know what? I did want to do sports.
Yeah.
I got into news. And then I was honest. I'm going to let you know now, I got fired too because I don't know if you called the news station
yeah,
based on
that's
my
real.
references.
That's
I just
real.
laid it out on the table because it's like I need a job. Like I'm thankful for serving the tables, but baby, we got to get back
We
to
gotta get
it.
back
What
to
we're doing.
it.
We gonna
Yeah.
change careers or
Yeah.
we gonna
Yeah.
get on to it. So I was very honest up front about the situation, but
Yes.
then telling him, you can put me on the sports team. You can
Yes.
put me on the news
You
team.
can put me anywhere.
All
Anywhere.
the know I'm coming.
The
So
desk
that's
team.
Come
I'm
on.
ready.
yeah, so
Let's
that's
do
how
it.
I got to Charlotte, and I just told him in the interview. He said, "Ruby, no one is telling me to hire you. Even the general manager. She told me once, like a years later, she was like, Ruby, I told him not to hire you because of the experience. She was like, you this is Charlotte. You went
Yeah.
from 100 to 20.
Yeah.
So I just
but
told
she
he
have to say that.
Come on.
She did.
Right.
She was very honest, but." He said, why should I hire you? And I tell the people that I mentor right now, like, just be honest in that moment and take it. So I said, who is your top reporter? Who's your lead reporter? Who's the one that you were calling no matter what? And he said the name, and I said, well, I'm gonna go find her today. I ain't even got a job yet. I'm still in the interview. I said, I'm gonna go find her today. I'm gonna go give her my contact information, and I'm gonna ask her to mentor me when she has times. I'm gonna ask her to look over my writing, look over my video, and we'll go from there. How does that sound?
Ooh. Yes,
baby, we've been in Charlotte. So I ended up just working my way and making relationships with the people around me, and then trying to mentor people. Like, you still got to do the work. Like, they ran me, girl. They literally ran me.
I used to watch your reels of you running from one
literally.
Listen,
baby, we are producing, we editing, shooting, we anchoring traffic all at the same time. Don't ask me how we doing it, but we did it. But I take away, now that I have resigned, just the relationships and just the people who helped me through every stage. And the pivot has been crazy. I pivoted because literally God was like, okay, I definitely felt like I ended up being in a box. I felt like I wasn't myself. It was a lot of mental, it was just a lot of Ruby act now, and we're gonna figure it out later. No plan, no savings, no like nothing. It was just like, act now. I just went through a season of I want more. There's so much more in me, and I took the leap without knowing, and now I'm just forging the path with singing, developing a clothing line, and I've been in pageants, just going back to the little girl in me who was just so inspired by all the things and figuring it out, literally not knowing, but okay, what's next? Okay, what I gotta do next? Literally just going back to that little girl that my mom raised, who was like unstoppable, and just literally taking it by the horn. So I appreciate y'all's transparency, because we've all have different levels and ways and how we went about it. But I think it's so important to highlight, you don't have to have the degree. You start with what you have, and people are going to come to you, and also take all those tips, tricks, skills, and put it into what you are passionate about, because you were on the news, you have all these things that are making you thrive today, because you put in that work too, and then figured out how to make it work for yourself.
One of the biggest things I try to tell people is, you are your own brand. So while you are working for these other entities, focus on your brand. So when they do reach out to you, why are they asking for you specifically? If you know how many times I got that, why are they asking for her? I've been doing this
sweet baby.
Because
it doesn't matter.
We're more than what you see. Clocking in for this story. And I'm like, you got to be ready. And just because that job title does not exist on LinkedIn doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I created my roles.
You definitely got to create
something you got to create, make it happen. Give them a reason to not say no. And when they do say no, okay, well, I'm going to go then.
You figure it out. You figure out what next step is best for you.
I'm going to go where I'm best being served.
So
go do it. There's nothing you can't do.
Listen,
there's nothing you can't do.
Tell them. It's even funnier.
I love this.
Not funny, haha.
Okay.
But ironic.
Not funny, LOL.
But when you do start to, create your own lane, or people see that you're about to kind of flourish,
break off,
they will try to discourage you.
Come on.
We haven't talked about that. We haven't talked about the deterrence.
Listen.
So
because it will happen.
It will happen.
And they will say it.
And another reason I never thought about television is because when the thought kind of fleeted through my mind, I mentioned it to the editor at BSO.
Okay.
Now he told me I was too old to get in the game.
I'm sorry.
This was in 20.
People be having audacity.
Too old to do what,
told me
though?
I was too old to be on camera.
Because you basically already went through a career, and then you were you introduced yourself to another one.
2018, yeah.
So how old were you when you start? Just
I started when after Aiden was born. Aiden was born in 2016, so 8 years ago.
No.
I'll be 40 in 3 weeks.
Baby,
40 what?
Even 24. Girl, get out of here. 34.
I'll be 40 in 3 weeks.
But it's crazy because people will put those insecurities on you.
Say that again, sister.
Rub me so I can age.
He was
real bad.
I'm getting.
He was trying.
Give me some of the old.
And what's crazy is, I thought I was going to get so much pushback when the sexual harassment thing came out, because it was droves. I got tons of DMs from women that were like, oh my God, I would have, I gave sports because I wanted to work for BSO, and this was my experience.
Right.
Thank you. Like, when I say droves, I mean droves. Samantha Ryan, she was with Revolt, then went to esports. Now she's with Page Six. Y'all, that transitioned into me getting my own sports column on Revolt, and they didn't have a sports column before that.
Yeah,
it was called the Halftime Report for 3 years. It was a bi-weekly column.
Right.
I'm over here scared to tell my truth, thinking, oh my God, people are going to think I'm problematic. And instead it opens so many doors.
Yeah.
People
Need
so
to
many
hear
other people
it.
were
Yes.
going through it behind the
Yes.
scenes
Yeah.
and were scared to say something.
Yes.
I definitely think that it has been like going back to it has been hard, and it doesn't make it easy when people are saying, so what are you doing now, or how are you doing this,
First
or
of
do
all,
you miss it, or all these things. But that's
What's next?
That was next.
because it's a lot, and then even like old coworkers will say things, or but I think. I'm just
Yeah, we leave them where they're at.
I got tough
they're where
skin, so
we
I
left
just
them.
make it. I
see
just
them in
use
my
that as
mind.
fuel to make it happen. But I
Yeah.
think we do have to speak to like it's gonna come with. It's not easy.
Right.
It's gonna
Yeah.
come with different things. You
sure.
just have to know
Yes.
like. What's for you is going to be what's for you,
100%.
and everybody's going to have a test in their
Yes.
testimony, and you're going to be
Yes.
able to share that story
Yeah.
because a girl is going to need to hear it.
Yes.
There's
Somebody's going to need to hear it.
There's
Yes.
a gut check at times to see if you really want what you say that you want.
Okay, you're gonna get tried. You're gonna get tried.
Yeah.
You
and you know,
definitely.
Ruby, included in that class of just people that, you know, always spin the block when you start making it. I think about the people who, even before I left my job in TV news, I was reaching out for help.
Yeah.
You know, I was reaching out for help. I was like, listen, hey, I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, trying to navigate this. Couldn't get them to lock in the first. And what's funny to me is now you're doing all the things.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I always knew that you could do it.
I bet
So
you
amazing.
did.
I'm so happy for you.
Continue to watch it like everyone
And
else.
I'm just going to keep being on TV. So what I'm
Come
getting
on.
at is, you know, it goes back to you just got to be so focused about what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's not about proving the old news director right or wrong or the
Right.
colleagues, because guess what? They're going to spin the block regardless.
Yeah, you
It's
just
the
got to
same
keep
one saying-
following your path.
Yes.
regardless.
Yes.
Listen.
So I had to get that off my chest.
Talking good.
Get it all.
Right.
Yeah, this is the time. People need to hear it. People need to see it because they, you know, when you go now and look at all the pictures, all the photos, and all the
Yes.
reels, yes, still being transparent along the
Yes.
way, people still need that. Like, well, how?
How?
There's
Like, how?
people that I'm sure reach out to you guys
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
what do
Yeah,
I need
for
to
sure.
do?
For sure.
I'm always
All the
like,
time.
I don't know what to tell you because
Yeah.
my route was crazy.
Everybody's
Yeah.
like different.
Right.
Yeah, everybody's
Right.
route is
My
different,
route was
especially in the
nuts.
industry
Yeah.
so broad, right?
Right.
And also too, y'all, you know, we kind of, you know, we young, but we OGs in this. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when we were coming up, YouTube was just budding and that thing was happening, and Instagram lives, what you talking about?
Right.
Facebook lives. And so, you know, I really feel like even the time that we was placed in news and even walked away, it was
Right.
perfect timing because we were on the precipice of something big and major happening in
Right.
media. And now look at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
Listen.
us.
Soaring.
Look at y'all.
You better.
Soaring.
And you will. And you will keep doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question. I need everybody to answer. Who do I want to start with?
Nate DeVille Solutions is working on dismantling systemic racism. The global brand is doing so by helping minorities and students in underserved areas learn their true culture beyond what is talked about in school. For example, with the investment and support of Nate DeVille Solutions, college graduates generated $1 million to their nonprofit aimed to empower young people. As a result, the students were able to take a trip to Barcelona to expose themselves to a global mindset. To continue to push the needle, Nate DeVille Solutions is seeking partnerships to continue providing access to the underserved. Yes, you can afford the house. You just need the right person to make it easy for you to realize it is already yours. Someone who knows the market, has the right relationships to support you, and keeps their finger on the pulse of the community. So what are you waiting for? Just start the conversation, because you are the key to making it happen. And that house is ready for you to call it home.
Girl, have the audacity to
Be resilient. I mean, that's the one word. Be resilient. Be resilient in your self-confidence, your self-goals, whether they're changing or not. Make sure that you're staying true to what you set out to do.
Yeah.
Because whatever box anybody else puts you in doesn't have to be where you stay. You know what I mean?
That's good.
My kid loves Legos. I'm steadily building new stuff. I'm building new heights,
Yes.
things to ascend. But just stay resilient, because those hurdles,
Yes.
literally and figuratively, are going to come. I
Yes.
never in a million years saw my life being this way.
yeah.
When I moved to Charlotte, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I got these 3 kids and they're all boys. What am I going to do? They're all black boys.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
They're all
Talk
black
about it.
boys. I'm
Yeah.
a
Talk
mom
about
and
it.
dad in a lot of
about it.
regards
Yeah.
in my house. So I would just say, girl, have the audacity to be resilient.
Yeah.
To not fold under pressure, because it's going to come.
Yes.
You can either fold under the pressure, or you can let the pressure make you into
Yeah.
a diamond.
Yes, baby.
Love that.
Have the
You better
audacity to
drop it.
shine,
Love
baby.
that.
Shine,
shine bright like a
Come on.
Shine bright like a diamond.
I only sing in the shower something like a diamond.
It's giving when you do something.
Okay, it's giving. Okay,
It's giving y'all produce y'all like Paris and Drinks girl. Because I can't sing. I can't sing, but I can get my
I'll take
producer
alto.
on.
I'll take alto.
I'm so weird.
Or can I talk like Buddy and Boys and Men?
Yes.
Oh,
You can give us the
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
baby. Y'all sing
weird.
shine
I'm so
bright
weird.
like a Yes.
Shine bright. No, I love that. I love that.
Franklin.
Smile.
Come on. Even though
Are we going to
I'm
church?
messy, I smile.
Take me to church.
Smile.
Come on. Come on.
I can't.
Take us there.
I'm about to take y'all to Jamaican Pentecostal.
Listen, she's so crazy. Ohavia, if you could finish the sentence.
Yes.
Girl. Oh, girl.
Oh girl.
Oh, girl.
That sound like something.
Come on.
You're so stupid.
Ooh, oh girl sound like something, but y'all heard it here first, so don't try it.
Get into it.
Go ahead.
Oh, girl.
Sis will have that trademark by the time we get to the parking lot.
Thank you so much, because y'all
Very
need y'all to
much.
know me.
Look, I had
Listen,
audacity
I
to be about your
want
business.
all the inspiration, motivation, all the things,
Yes.
thoughts, questions, suggestions, recommendations, ideas. Okay. Oh, girl, have the audacity to.
Here we go. Create your own way. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a girl. Listen, I'm Afro-Caribbean. My people them are Jamaican, Costa Rica. I'm from Brooklyn. Child of a single mom, oldest of 5, lived in shelters, live in shelters, lived on the couches of family members. I know what it's like to get it out the mud.
Yeah.
And I just don't believe in ever making an excuse. I feel like there's always something that you can work with. And I just feel like, girl, have the audacity to create your own way. You're waiting on those people to tell you yes. You're waiting on that job to hit you back. I think that why don't you create your real now?
Yeah.
There's always things happening, okay?
Yeah.
Why don't you write that blog spot now? Why don't you practice in the mirror now? Why don't you go IG live now? And I think the thing that gets me too, sis, is there's so many free things and ways that, the people before us didn't have.
Right.
The power of social media. All
Right.
you need is your phone and your screen. And so I feel
Right.
like have the audacity to create your own way. Don't make any excuses.
Yeah.
Who is doing what the way they doing it is none of your business.
Right.
And this is
Yeah.
what we be messing up. I'm not we though, but this is where we be messing
Come
up.
on.
But make
Come
no
on.
mistake,
You
Make
just
it
gotta-
clear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just mind your business and know
Right.
that God has you on the path that is unique. And he does not
Absolutely.
sleep if your foot slip. And you're gonna always be straight. And you got so much to work with. But
Yeah.
create your own motion, man. Cause so by the time they call you, and this is something I live, by the time they call you, it's second nature to you.
Right.
The content's gonna
And it
be
is
done
what
in
it
a day.
is.
And it is what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, create
Yeah.
it. We waiting on you.
Lexus.
Yes, ma'am.
I love you, Lex. I love you.
Finish the sentence.
Okay.
Girl. Girl.
Girl.
Girl.
Girl.
Have the audacity to.
Have the audacity to believe in what you're praying for. Okay, God can't give you more while you're entertaining less. When we spoke on this,
We
a little
talked
bit
about-
more,
Hey,
and we
we
spoke
did.
on this earlier,
And we did.
because you can't keep saying, "God, I'm ready for that new job. I'm ready for
Yeah.
that new relationship. I'm ready to be married."
Yeah.
and you're not trusting that He's going to do it.
Yes.
Walk in what He told you.
Yes.
Be consistent. Okay,
Yes.
you are going to miss your right now door entertaining the old one. God said, you want me to give you some bigger and better opportunities. Why are you still talking about what they did to you 2 jobs ago?
Right.
Next.
Work in the now.
Now.
Work in the now. Post the content now.
Get out of drafts.
Don't worry. Listen.
Be resilient.
Don't worry
now.
about that algorithm.
Create
Post
your way
it.
now.
Heard
You're the
you.
algorithm.
Post it.
Tell
You
'em,
are
sis.
the algorithm.
We're the algorithm.
Heard you.
You
I
are
got
the
too much in my
algorithm.
drafts. I heard y'all.
Now,
Listen,
Sheena.
post it.
Get
Let
on,
me not
Papa.
do I ain't even
Post
posted
it.
live. I posted like once in a month.
Listen,
But
now
we on
you
it.
did.
No, we've been building it.
Come on,
We've
you
been
too.
building it.
Yeah,
Yes. Y'all
consistency.
get
Let's
sick of
do
me.
it.
It's about to be giving get sick of me.
Like, I'm about to be on Instagram every day now. Like,
Right, I'm about to be checking
Y'all,
out.
please check. And check me.
I met
check and check
Ohavia
me. Yeah.
when you did a guest spot. We were, well, I'm a guest
Yes.
too. At the station.
yes.
Y'all, by the time I got in my car, Sis had posted like 3 reels. I
See,
said,
listen.
I'm inspired. It was the McDonald's one for me. The sauces.
Yes,
Listen.
The saucy sauces.
Listen.
I said, listen, this
Yes.
lady can't be home, and she's posted these
Listen.
3 reels.
Correct. They were already
The cinematography was
Yes. Yes.
chef's kiss.
Inspirational
Stay ready.
right here.
Yes.
Right.
Because she has taught me something since transitioning out of news. When we did that one event at
Yes.
oh my gosh, what was the name of it? You know
It's
what I'm
gonna
talking
come to me.
about.
It was at Basil.
Yes,
it was at
Basil. Basil.
Basil.
Whatever they call
It was at the
Okay.
most
Am I getting it?
opulent.
Yes.
Art bomb.
Event. It was an event. It was an
Yes.
event that was there at
Okay.
Basil.
Yes.
Where a bunch of Black creators and
Yes.
their businesses were there.
Yes.
And she sewed into me so much. And the fact of seeing you be able to create your content right then, because you said, why wait?
For what?
People want to know what's happening at the event that weren't there, so they can come next time.
And
that stuck with me.
Right, Sheena,
I love that. Why wait?
That stuck with me.
Yes.
And ever since, I have been like,
yes,
I'm in the car editing now.
Why not?
Why would I wait tonight?
Yes.
When I know I'm about to see everyone else's videos that was there too.
Yeah.
And jump at the platform.
I was
Yes.
in
I
the
said
car
yes.
looking. I was like, she just left.
Yeah.
Yes.
She just left.
And that's like, and 3 is the minimum, you all.
Come on.
Okay.
We not talking stories, and we're also not talking on different platforms. But to my sister's point, I think the biggest thing is recognizing that we have platforms with purpose, y'all.
Yeah.
And we don't just have people following along. We also have people who are in our familia, like I call them, people who, let's call it what it is. They want to be involved in the cool things you're doing.
Absolutely.
Give the people what they want. We want to see what you wore. We
on.
want to see how the event go. How was the drink?
Come on.
How was the ambiance? How was the aesthetic? So be that for them. We all have platforms with purpose, you know?
Why wait?
Why wait?
Why
That's
wait?
crazy to
Why
do.
wait?
That's the phrase for the
now.
next month. Why wait?
Why wait?
Why wait?
Do
I
it
love
now.
that.
Post
You don't
it
know
now.
what opportunity is on the other side of that post.
Or who's
Yes.
waiting on you.
Yes,
like
What
you
purchase?
said.
What
You know,
booking? What
this
job?
reminds me, sis.
Okay.
I saw it on Threads. There was a young man that did an IG live, I think, and he only had like 2 views. One of those views was from Oprah Winfrey's camp.
Wow.
So you sitting up here holding heat.
Come on.
And your one
Come
is the one that,
on.
and now he's in there. You understand? In there doing what he loves. Again, you can't pay attention to the numbers. Platform is not numbers. It's not
Listen.
engagement impressions. It's how do you
it
show up
is.
real and who.
Right.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Why wait?
Y'all better
How
stop
one
getting
of the
hung
views
up on
out of the
numbers.
2 total
Listen.
views was one of Oprah's
Wow.
people.
Can you get off my neck? Can you get off my neck?
That's crazy.
Yes.
And people be mad because 100 people ain't tuned in, and all you need is 5 because one of the 5 could
Come
change your
on.
life.
Say that.
Go ahead,
I feel
say
so,
that.
I feel so. I'm a hit
Go ahead,
dog that's
y'all.
hollering.
I'm weird. Nah, but sometimes you need to hear it. Sometimes you definitely
got
need
some
to
fire
reel it back.
drafts.
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
we all get in our heads.
Get it out the drafts.
I know.
We
It's
get in
not
our
a draft,
heads.
y'all.
We be thinking too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Too
We be
much.
thinking, but it's just like,
Yeah.
It's time.
You got the
Always
audience
time.
for a
Right.
reason. Give it to them.
right.
All facts.
Come on.
Snapple facts.
Y'all, thank you. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
Y'all, we just, I don't know, but y'all
Let's
just set a
go.
tone for my weekend, for my day.
I'm not gonna. I'm feeling real cup full.
I'm feeling very
full.
like, listen, the round table. We just had so many good conversations.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I feel like I'm just gonna say, I don't know when, where, how, there's a part 2.
I feel it.
Yeah, no,
It's
I'm not
already
gonna lie.
a done
Yeah,
deal. Yeah.
yeah.
It's a done deal.
Yeah.
I don't know when it makes sense.
Let me
but
know.
I just feel like there's so
You'll
much
feel it.
more.
Yeah.
Like,
You'll feel
there's
it.
so much more.
Yeah.
I'll be honored. Let
We'll
us
be here.